On the news tonight, Governor Soludo reassures corps members of adequate security. Anambra State Government to empower over 2,000 persons through Code Anambra program. Federal High Court in Abuja grants former Central Bank Governor Emefiele bail on the sum of 300 million naira. Dozens of people die during army recruitment drive in Congo-Brazzaville. Before the news in detail, here is a special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. Good evening and welcome to the evening news. My name is Uchechukwu Ebonam. The governor of Anambra State, Professor Chukwuma Soludo, said security and well-being of corps members serving in the state remain paramount to his administration. Governor Soludo made the assurance during the closing ceremony of orientation course for 2023 BOTC Stream 1 corps members at Nnamdi Azikiwe NYSC Permanent Orientation Camp, Umuawulu Mbauku, Akasaf local government area. Correspondent Njideka Okoye reports.
Governor Soludo, represented by his deputy, Dr. Onyeka Chukwuibezim, urged corps members to give their best to their host communities by discharging their duties effectively, carrying out both group and personal CDs projects, and respecting the cultures and traditions of their host communities, noting that to achieve this, the security architecture of the state is top-notch, as all the security agencies are collaborating to make the state crime-free. He stated that his administration has flagged off several kilometers of road projects in most of the communities in the state that, when completed, would enhance easy movement to their places of primary assignments in the state, adding that the focal point of his administration is human capital development, and assured them that they have so much opportunities to become successful entrepreneurs if they identify positively with government policies.
This is the time for you to render your selfless service to our dear nation. It is a scheme that holds us together as a country. So without seriousness, without purposefulness, I congratulate all of you.
Speaking, the state candidate NYSC, Mrs. Blessing Iruma, urged employers of corps members in the state to treat those posted to them as they treat their permanent staff, and to provide the welfare needs of the corps members as well as their security. Appreciating Governor Soludo for his support to the scheme in the state NYSC boss assured that both the scheme and corps members would continue to make the state proud and ensure that the state remained the light of the nation.
It is to be traced that while in your places of primary assignment, you ought to be dedicated, loyal, patriotic, hardworking, and law-abiding. To the co-employers, I pray you endeavor to treat corps members posted to you as you treat your permanent staff. Provide their welfare needs as well as security. Remember that when the workplace is conducive, the productivity of the corps members should be superlative.
On his part, the chairman, NYSC State Governing Board and Anambra State Commissioner for Youth Development, Mr. Patrick Agamba, stated that the 2023 Batch C Stream 1 corps members performed creditably based on his personal observation during his visits to the camp during the time under review, and from reports given by the management of the scheme, urging them to maintain same conduct in the course of their primary assignment, and assured them that accommodation is readily made available to all the corps members posted to government establishments. From Umuawulu Mbauku, Njideka Okoye, ABS News.
More than 2,000 youths are set to benefit from the Code Anambra program, a digital skills initiative of Soludo Innovation District of the Anambra State Government. The program, which kicked off with an opening ceremony, signals around another milestone reached by the Anambra State Government to meet the demands of the beginning tech space. ABS correspondent Blessing Dennis tells us more.
When training, which will go on visually and physically, is targeted to empower the youth with life-changing digital skills in order to be competitive global citizens and for the state to become a destination to secure talents with digital skills. Deputy Governor Ibezim said, as the world is increasingly defined by digital innovation, Code Anambra represents the state's commitment to empowering the next generation with skills and knowledge necessary to navigate and contribute to the evolving tech-driven global economy.
But here is a governor who has sworn that he will add value for every sector in Anambra State. The governor that wants to teach you how to fish and not give you fish.
In her opening speech, the special advisor to the governor on innovation and business incubation, Ms. Chinwe Okoli, said that the Code Anambra program is a groundbreaking initiative aimed at empowering the youth of Anambra with essential coding skills, positioning them at the forefront of the digital revolution with a comprehensive curriculum spanning software development, artificial intelligence, and cybersecurity. Ms. Okoli said originally the training fee for the training is 3.5 million naira in other states, but has been made accessible to all participants at no cost. While she appreciated Governor Chukwuma Soludo's visionary decision to remove financial barriers and ensure inclusivity in tech education, adding that the program will take 4 months to end with 14 courses, urging all to utilize the life-changing opportunity.
This is a key program of Mr. Governor, Professor Charles Chukwuma Soludo, towards building a tribe that is self-sufficient, the human capital base of Anambra State. Because we want people who know how to fish, who are not just waiting to be given fish.
Also speaking, the managing director of Oka Capital Development Authority, ACTDA, Mr. O.C. Onuko, appreciated Governor Soludo for opening doors to tech education and allowing individuals from diverse backgrounds to participate and benefit from the transformative potential of the Code Anambra initiative.
The world today is driven by technology, and Mr. Governor, in his wisdom, thought it wise to begin now to equip what I call the digital tribe of Anambra, comprising of our youth. As you can see, 2,000 of them very keen to learn these skills at no cost, at no personal cost.
The General Manager of Decent Job Tech Skill Limited, Mr. Godwin Obepa, and a tech expert, Mr. Solomon Ezokika, said that the Code Anambra program presents a myriad of opportunities for participants, unlocking doors to personal and professional growth in the dynamic world of technology, such as skill acquisition, innovation problem solving, networking, career pathway, entrepreneurial ventures, community engagement, among others. The event featured interactive section, workshop, and panel discussions, providing participants with valuable insight into the latest trend and best practices in the tech industry. From Solution Innovation District in Oka, Blessing Dennis, ABS News.
The National Professional Officer for Tuberculosis for World Health Organization WHO in the Southeast region, Dr. Ufoma Ado, says that tuberculosis treatment coverage in Anambra State stood at 95%, which is one of the best in Nigeria. Dr. Ado made this known during a 2-day training of doctors, nurses, and other healthcare workers on the clinical and programmatic management of childhood tuberculosis organized by the Anambra State Tuberculosis and Leprosy Control Program in Oka. Health correspondent Chibuzo Okoye filed the report.
Election during the training, Dr. Ado explained that they want to support and capacitated healthcare workers to better identify children that have TB, and that Anambra is doing extremely well in TB case findings, which stood at 95%, but noted that the state has not done better in identifying tuberculosis in children. The WHO officer who commended the Anambra State government for organizing the training, which he said is critical in identifying children with TB, urged participants to go back to their facilities and begin to identify and screen any suspected child with the symptoms of TB, like weight loss, unexplained fever, night sweat, consistent cough, for over 2 weeks, among others.
This is a training where we want to see how we can support and capacitate healthcare workers to better identify children that have TB. Anambra State, for example, is doing well in TB case finding. The treatment coverage of Anambra State currently at about 95%, which is one of the best in the country. But in the area of identifying TB in children, they are not still doing so well. So in adults, they are picking lots of cases, but children are being missed.
Also in her lecture, Dr. Ifeoma Angelita from the Department of Community Medicine, Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu University Teaching Hospital, Awka, said that the essence of the training was to bring up to speed the TB focal persons in the various healthcare facilities in the state on the issue of childhood TB management. Dr. Angelita pointed out that most of the patients receiving TB medicines in the various facilities in the state are adults, and that the adults have children around them, which puts the children at risk of contracting the disease. Hence, the imperativeness of the training.
The sense of this training is to bring the DOTS focal persons, that's the TB focal persons in various health facilities in Anambra State, to bring them up to speed on the issue of childhood TB management.
According to the University Dawn, the training would, apart from teaching the participants the basic things they need to know and do in the management of TB cases in children, will also teach them those signs they need to see in a child that will make such a child a suspect and be diagnosed immediately in order for him or her to be placed on treatment. The training featured questions and answers in Awka. This is Chibuzo Okoye for ABS News.
Anambra State Command of Chaplain Corps Police and Explorers, CHAPOL, has celebrated its 10th year anniversary in the state. The event tagged 10 years anniversary 2023 and 9th annual CHAPOL PPSSC conference took place in Awka. Correspondent Chibuzo Obidike filed in the report.
Words of welcome, Anambra State Commandant of CHAPOL, Joseph Ekunife, pointed out that the command has worked so hard to achieve its objectives and said that the command has remained resilient in combating all forms of immoral behaviors.
This strategy enabled us to build mutual communication between our officers and the students. The benefit of this is that now that they now relate their personal problems, challenges, and pressures to us, which among these problems are the major reasons why most of them enroll in businesses. This has enabled us to address these challenges accordingly.
On his part, the national president of Anambra State Association of Town Unions, ASATU, Barrister Titus Akbudo, noted that attitude and character define a child and challenge students to always do the bidding of their teachers who have their interest at heart in order to become successful in life, and asked them to stay away from all forms of social vices. The Vice-Chancellor, Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Awka, Professor Charles Esimone, described CHAPOL as an organization that has remained in the right track of directing the students towards the right path while assuring CHAPOL of the university's partnership in championing the success of the students, while the Rector, Federal Polytechnic, Dr. Francis Kanwafulugo, charged female students not to give in to discouragement and see themselves as having whatever it takes to fulfill their life dreams.
Because you are leaders of today and tomorrow, anything we do that will influence your moral compass to the positive is a sure way of guaranteeing our today and a sure way of guaranteeing our tomorrow. And CHAPOL is at the very center of this very important assignment.
Contributing, the Apostolic Bishop of Life of Faith Gospel Assembly International, Right Reverend Emmanuel Obiora, encouraged the teachers to remain committed, asking the well-to-do in the society to always reward the teachers as it will continue to motivate them on their contribution to humanity. Governor Chukwuma Soludo bagged Award of Excellence at the celebration. He was represented by the Director of Schools, Anambra State Ministry of Education, Mrs. Ifeoma Abuizu. Also, the Commissioner for Education, Professor Ngozi Chumu, they received an award for her support to the NGO and her contributions towards the reform of the education sector in the state. Her award was received by the Public Relations Officer of the Ministry, Mr. Nemeka Egwong. Other distinguished personalities, patrons and fellows of the command, such as the Chief of Staff to the Senate President of Nigeria, Chief Sylvester Okonkwo, represented by Mr. Ikenna Emechebe, and Mr. Humphrey Ngona, the President of the Southeast Chambers of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture, expressed delight in the command, especially for their contributions to the education sector, and assured them of their continuous support to the advancement of the mission and vision of the association.
A Federal Capital Territory High Court in Abuja on Wednesday granted a former governor of the central bank, Godwin Emefiele, bail. He was granted bail in the sum of 300 million naira and 2 sureties in like sum. Ruling on his bail application on Wednesday, Justice Hamza Muazu said the sureties must have certificates of occupancy and titles of property within the Maitama district. He also ordered Emefiele to deposit all his travel documents with the registrar of the court and to remain within the Abuja Municipal Area Council. Muazu held that the former CBN governor be kept in Kuje Correctional Center till he meets the bail conditions. Emefiele is standing trial for alleged procurement fraud. The federal government had initially preferred 20 charges of procurement fraud to the tune of 6.5 billion naira against the former CBN governor. In faraway Africa, at least 37 people have died in a stampede during an army recruitment drive at a stadium in Congo-Brazzaville, the government has said. Residents have been quoted as saying that people tried to force their way through the stadium's gates in the capital, Brazzaville, causing the stampede. Last week, the army announced plans to recruit about 1,500 people between the ages of 18 to 25. Many were injured in Monday's night's crash, a government statement said. According to reports, as many as 700 people a day have been registering over the last week at recruitment centers. Youth unemployment is at around 42% in Congo-Brazzaville, with many young people seeing the army one of the few places where they can secure a job. From the world of sports, Nigeria's senior men's cricket national team, Yellow Greens, will begin their campaign for a ticket to the 2024 International Cricket Council World Cup when they meet Kenya in the opening game. The T20 Cricket World Cup will hold in the United States and the Caribbean next year, with the African qualifying campaign holding in Namibia, where Nigeria is battling with Kenya, Namibia, Tanzania, Zimbabwe, Uganda and Rwanda for the ticket. The Yellow Greens arrived in Windhoek on Monday from Zimbabwe, where they stayed for over 1 week to put finishing touches to their preparation for the competition. According to Southwest representative on the Nigerian Cricket Federation Board, Tayo Otoloye, the Namibia campaign will be a good test for the coach Steve Chikolo-led side. The Bishop Methodist Church Nigeria Awka Diocese, Right Reverend Moses Wakamba, has stressed the need for every Christian to fight for faith and salvation so as not to be found wanted on the last day. Right Reverend Wakamba stated this at the Cathedral Church of Holy Trinity, Amenyi, Awka, during a service to mark the conclusion of his episcopal tour of all the circuits in Awka Diocese. Religion correspondent Amaka Chibuzo-Koye has the details.
Service, which featured confirmation of some candidates in the Methodist Church Nigeria, has its theme as rivers of living waters. Bishop Nwakama noted that these are the last days and a period of distress when some people dwell in sinful nature to excel in life. The prelate encouraged the church not to lose hope over storms of life, but rather embrace the word of God. He charged the newly confirmed to hold on to their faith, abide by the tenets and precepts of the church, make the word of God, always draw nearer to Christ in prayer to enable them excel in life.
Church of Jesus Christ cannot go to hellfire once he live in the way that God wants him to live. Is that okay? Are you hearing what I'm saying? Why I must lay my hand upon you is that you are deciding that from today you have parted every way with sin.
I am Amaka Chibuzo-Okoye, ABS News.
Before we go tonight, remember that you can follow news and programs on ABS TV from any part of the world by liking our Facebook page at Anambra Broadcasting Service. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at ABS Television Oka. On X, we are ABS Radio TV. On Instagram, we are ABS Radio TV. You can log on to our website at www.absradiotv.com. Now the main points that made the news tonight. Governor Soludo has reassured core members of adequate security. Anambra State government is to empower over 2,000 persons through Code Anambra program. Federal High Court in Abuja has granted former Central Bank Governor Emefiele bail in the sum of 300 million naira. And from faraway Africa, we told you that dozens of people died during the army recruitment drive in Congo-Brazzaville. To end the news, here is a special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come up for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and the promotion of core Igbo values. Has given maximum support for the task ahead. And that's all on the news tonight. My name is Uchechukwu Ebonam. Good night.